In this lab, we're going to be looking at some terpenes that have functional groups on them, and we're going to look at the NMR, IR, and the UV to try to see if you can match the spectra to the structure. Before we can do that, you have to understand what a terpene or a terpenoid is. Terpenes are made up of isoprene units. This is isoprene right here, a 5-carbon molecule. And the thing that we are concerned about is that it's attached in this structure. It doesn't matter about the functional groups. All you have to have an isoprene unit in a terpene is 2 carbons attached together like this, and then 2 as a like that. We call this part the mouth. Looks kind of like a Pac-Man mouth right here. And then this part is called the tail. Every terpene has units of isoprene in it. For instance, if we look at citronellol, you can see right here, 1, 2, there's the mouth, and then 1, 2, that's the tail. Then here's another isoprene unit. 1, 2, that's the mouth, and then 1, 2, that's the tail. And so this is a terpene because it fits the isoprene rule. You can have rings form. You can have them be open chain. This is geraniol. It's very similar to citronellol. And you can see it doesn't matter what functional groups are anywhere on here. If it has that basic carbon backbone, it's defined as a terpene. Here's limonene. That's what's in lemons and limes. That gives them that citrusy smell. And you can see here's one isoprene unit and here's another. And you can see the head here is attached to the tail here. Here you can see a tail is attached to a head. So we classify terpenes based on how many units of isoprene they have in there. A monoterpene has 2 isoprene units. A sesquiterpene actually has 3 isoprene units, and then a diterpene has 4 isoprene units. It's kind of confusing because you think of monoterpene, it would have 1, but it actually has 2. Everything's doubled. Di has 4. So I've shown you here with limonene, alpha-pinene, and menthol the isoprene units that are in there. And now what I want you to do is go through these. This one's a little bit harder. Try it second. Go through here and try to identify your isoprene units. Okay, I've mocked this up for you. You can see there's an isoprene unit here, 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 here. And what do we have? This is a head to tail attachment, head to tail attachment, and head to tail attachment. This one's a little harder. You have to be creative. You might have gotten it right away, but sometimes it takes a few tries. If you look, here's your isoprene unit. Attach tail to head, isoprene unit, tail to head, isoprene unit over there. And so we see this is a sesquiterpene and this is a diterpene. So all of these terpenes are going to have the isoprene unit, and you know this end is a head and that end is a tail. And so connections that we see in terpenes are always head to tail or tail to tail. An example of both is right here in carotene. You can see here is a head and a tail, and then it connects to a head. So we've got head to tail connection. Here's an example of tail to tail. There's my head, there's the tail. Here's my head, there's the tail. So this right here is a tail to tail connection, and this right here is a head to tail connection. And that summarizes terpenes for you. Oh, by the way, natural rubber is a polyterpene. An interesting fact to know.